That was Tom Pelissero, I believe yesterday, on the Rich Eisen show, filling in for Rich Eisen, telling us what he knows about Bill Belichick and returning and staying engaged to return in 2025. So he is not done coaching. He is plotting, just planning to come back in 2025. And this is just a brief media stopover. So I want to talk about Bill today. And I want to talk about all the things related to Belichick because I don't know. When we rank on the order of compelling Patriot stories, I think he's second. Drake May is interesting to me, for sure, and everybody, as it should be. And after that, what do I care more about? What's a more compelling story, Mayo or Belichick? I can't think of any, so like he's up there. So I am interested in Belichick. I'm interested in the return of Belichick. I'm curious, are you? McCarthy, Barthy, do you guys think that most Patriots fans want him back? Want him back in the NFL?
Yeah, sure. I want him back because I think he's a compelling story, right? I think the NFL is better with Bill Belichick, the same way that I thought the NFL was better with Tom Brady. I think the Patriots are better off without Bill Belichick at this point. But no, I want him back. I think that's really good for the league. I think it's good for us. I think it's good for the fans. Of course it is.
Yeah, I absolutely think people want him back. I think this time next year, there's actually going to be some people upset he's back in coaching because I think he's going to be really good doing the media stuff, and they're going to be upset to lose him there. But like Matt said, the sport's better with him in it. And I guess he's still in it in media, but it's better with him coaching. So I would guess the heavy majority of Patriots fans would like to see him back on a sideline.
Do you think we're rooting for him?
I'm not.
Do you think fans want not just want him to come back, but want him to come back and do well? Matt?
It depends on where he goes.
My answer is no. Bill Belichick's ego ended the Patriots, and I, as a Patriots fan, hold that against him, Mike. Yes, I was Tom over team forever and always, the right side of history, as Jim Murray would call it. But no, I'm probably rooting against Bill Belichick at this point because he is the reason that the Patriots ended. His ego got in the way. He couldn't put it aside. He, was the reason that Tom Brady left, and I have not forgiven him for that. And you didn't get anything worthwhile with the Patriots ever since Tom Brady departed, and that's because of Bill Belichick. So in a vacuum, I'm probably rooting against him.
I'm in the same boat as Jimmy. Can I find out where he goes before I make a decision? I felt the same way about Brady. Remember, there were those rumblings he was going to go to the Jets, and I was thinking, there's no way. He's Tom Brady, but there's no way I will root for the Jets to be successful. If Bill goes to the Eagles, that could be interesting. I'd be invested in that. It would be kind of cool to see how that plays out. If he goes to Dallas, I don't want to see him hand-deliver Jerry Jones the championship that Jerry Jones can't get on his own. Where's the fun in that? So let me see where he goes, and then I'll give you an answer. But, I'd definitely be open to it, certainly.
I don't love that answer. You're either rooting for him or against him. What do you mean, Stu? Where would you root for him? Where would you root against him?
If he goes to Dallas, I root for him. If he goes to Philadelphia, I root for him. If he goes to Buffalo, I root against him because he's taking on my Patriots, and I don't want to see him do well twice a year against the Patriots.
I know you don't feel that way.
Oh, no, I don't. I'm just trying to play Patriots fan. It's
so
hard
is that
for
the
me,
way,
by the way.
Is that the way Patriots fan feels?
I think so.
Patriots fans would be very conflicted if he's in Buffalo. That would be fascinating.
Buffalo, the Jets, Miami, those division rivals, or if he went to Pittsburgh, what are the teams that Patriots fans hate?
The Colts.
I think they'd root against him, but if it's Dallas or the Commanders or the Seahawks, somebody like that, they'd root for him.
I will say, I don't think it'll happen, but Bill in Pittsburgh would be a fascinating story of all the places he could go. Historic franchise. He's replacing Tomlin, who's been there forever. They traditionally play a style of football he likes. That, there's a lot to sink your teeth into there.
You want Belichick back? Would you root for him? Will you root for him when he comes back? Does it depend where he goes? 617-779-0985. I would say that I bet you there's some Patriots fans who would root for him harder if he went to the Bills or the Jets. Are there some of you out there who want Belichick to come back here and stick it to the Patriots? Do you feel he got done dirty on the way out of town? And do you want to see him come here and put it in the Patriots' face? Don't you think there's a segment of fans who would feel that way?
Yeah, the Jim Murrays of the world, yeah.
Go ahead. Proceed.
Yeah, I mean, of course there are people who feel that way, people who are fueled by spite. I mean, even I, and I say I would probably root against Belichick no matter where he goes because I still hold the end of the Patriots. I hold him predominantly responsible for it. However, it's not like Robert Kraft is innocent in all of that either. So if he goes to Buffalo, he comes here, beats the Patriots twice a year, and makes them look bad. I'm sorry, I would be a bad sports talk radio host if I didn't find that at least compelling, if I didn't find that at least interesting. I think what you're getting at, Mike, is the landing spot truly does matter for Bill. Like you said, you hate that take, that Barth had and Stu had that, you want to take today and all that. No, the landing spot does matter.
It's not just that. I want to make it about Bill and not about who the Patriots are playing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't hate the take. It's just, are you personally rooting for Bill as people personally rooted for Brady? And is it, it's about him, not about the Jets. You know what I mean? If he goes to the Jets, of course you're rooting against the Jets and him, and that complicates sort of my facilitation. To me, I in a vacuum, do you want him to do well? Do you want him to come back and do you want him to do well? Try and take out the opponent, Barth.
I know, I get what you're saying, but some of it to me is, like, I guess I want him to do well, but how interested I am is, like, how much of his stamp is he going to put on it? Does he just go to a team that's already built, doesn't have to change the roster, nothing, gets the Shula record, is in and out? Or is it something where it's a football team that Bill Belichick puts together, we get, like, the old hallmarks of Bill Belichick football, and you get to see the process? I guess maybe it's more how I'll pay attention to it than if I'm rooting for him, but, like, I'd be a lot more interested, and I think there's more there to root for if we actually see the Bill Belichick process work again, rather than just he drops into a turnkey operation.
If you're expecting this, though, to be the Tom Brady situation, Tom Brady 2.0, you're rooting for Brady or you're rooting against Brady, because he's Brady, I don't think it's that strong a situation as it was with Brady, and here's why. Bill has already proven that he has not been able to succeed without Tom Brady. So that storyline is kind of out. If he waltzes into a good situation with a good quarterback and wins, you'll still be able to say, yeah, okay, but Bill needed the quarterback or he needed a good situation. Whereas Brady, first crack at it, was successful without Belichick. You don't have that this time around.
What's more interesting, if he completely falls on his face and fails, just a story, or he comes back and he wins a Super Bowl, or he comes back and does it, on a team that matters to you and wins a Super Bowl? What's more interesting?
It's more interesting if he fails because he's already proven that he's failed without Brady.
I think that's exactly why it's less interesting. Him succeeding, the redemption story, that's where the drama is.
If Bill came back and won it all and reestablished himself as Belichick, oh, that's a big story, Matt. I just disagree. Again, who knows?
Can he
truly
reestablish himself, though?
Yeah.
If he wins a Super Bowl, you'll still be able to hold it against him. He would have won a Super Bowl with obviously a loaded team, right? You would still be able to hold it against him. He failed magnificently without Brady here in New England and in Cleveland. Like that part of his legacy has been damaged.
Okay, but if he wins with someone else, even if that someone else is good, that's a big story. That is a big story. And so, okay, I'll just stop facilitating now for a second. I want him to come back. I want him to come back to someplace that matters. If it's in your face, all the better. And I want him to smoke it. I want him to crush it because that's a great story. I'm a talk show host first. I root for the story, not the team. That's a story. That's the best story. If he goes somewhere and falls on his face and is a real pill about it and it's dramatic and he sucks and that's a story. But it's not as good as the first thing that I said. The first thing that I said is that's a big story. I think a bigger story. And that's what I'm rooting for. And oh my, am I rooting for the back and forth with the Patriots and the back and forth with you, the fan, whether you're with them or against them. And the more he wins, the more relevant he is, the more that matters. So yes. I hope Tom Pelissero is right. I hope that he's just biding his time, rehabbing his image, and he comes back with a vengeance. That would be great. And that takes nothing away. That takes nothing away. Sorry, from how he failed down the stretch down here and how he deserved to lose his job and all those things. I was as critical about him as anyone. That doesn't take any of that away. And now I'm all for a redemption story. I'm all for someone reestablishing himself or whatever, another chapter. So I hope these guys are right what they're talking about, Bill. I'm curious how Patriots fans feel about it. I mean, there was certainly a lot of spite support for Tom Brady, where Brady got a lot of people who supported him and rooted for him just to spite Belichick for getting rid of him or spiting the Patriots for getting rid of him. How much is Bill going to get of that? Is he going to get some support out of spite? Like, because fans are. I mean, you saw the ovation there at the Brady night. It's clear fans think that the Krafts did Bill dirty on the way out the door. Has that brought people back to his side? I think he's gotten some people back on his side.
Yeah, I think the Apple documentary certainly helped him with that.
So Belichick still fascinates me, and I wanted him gone for a while. I rightly said for years, this happened to Landry, this happened to Shula, this happened to Noel, and it happened to Bill. So, I'm not taking any of that back. But I'll tell you what, I miss him a little. I don't miss his management of the team. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the talk show. I think the talk show misses him a little bit. Don't you?
Of course it does. As I said the other day, Mike, when you have a pursuit of greatness, that thing is hard to match. And the Patriots...
It's not just that.
What do you mean
it's not just that? Because he's not pursuing greatness anymore. But there's just something about... I mean, history has a lot to do with it, but it's all that it's the 24 years of everything is just still there. There's still currency there, and it still matters to people there. And whether he was here, chasing greatness or not, I think the team would be more buzzworthy with him on the sideline, which is I don't want him back. He doesn't deserve to be back, but I'm just talking about that thing. I think we started to touch on it yesterday, the brand. I think the brand, sort of the buzz brand factor has sort of suffered. And of all the stories to be following this year, I mean, I hope the Patriots are good. I hope we can talk about the team every week in the game. I want to, believe me. No one wants that more than me. But short of that, what are we going to be following and paying attention to? What Bill said every week. And who's he is he planting seeds? Is he a little more critical of the Eagles than someone else because he's after Sirianni's job, et cetera, et cetera? I think Belichick's going to be like the second thing on our board every Monday, every week. I think. I don't know. I do as a talk show host, just as a talk show host. Kind of miss him already.